Hello everyone, this is Damini here, a super teacher from 7th classes. So in last two videos, we have discussed about what do you mean by heredity, what are the Mendel's law of inheritance. In this video, we will further talk about the things in the chapter heredity and evolution. In this video, we will talk about sex determination and type of variations. So let me share my screen first of all. So here it is, sex determination and variation. So what is sex determination? Sex determination is a process of determining the biological sex of an offspring, and as a result, the sexual characteristics that they will develop. So sex determination is like to determine whether the baby which will form going to be male or female, right? So sex determination is a determining the biological sex of an offspring. Okay, so what we will do for sex determination, how we determine the sex of an offspring. To understand how the determination of sex happen, we need to understand the following process. In first video, I think I have taught you about chromosomes. Chromosomes are the condensed form of DNA present inside the nucleus of the cell. In humans, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. For example, this is a nucleus. If we say this is a nucleus, let me take a permanent pen. This is nucleus inside the cell. So this nucleus will form 23 pairs of chromosome. First pair, second pair, third pair, 4 to 5 pair, and then 6 to 12 pair, then 13 to 15 pair, then 16 pair, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. 22 pair, and last one is 23rd pair. So the first 22 pairs are known as autosomes, which are same throughout the body in male and female both. Just 23 pair of chromosome are same in male and female, but the last 23rd pair is different. In the case of male, that is X, Y, X and Y, you can see. In the case of female, that is XX, the last pair of chromosome is different in male and female. That chromosome is known as sex chromosome. The 23rd pair of chromosome is known as sex chromosome, जो ऑफस्प्रिंग का सेक्स डिटरमाइन करता है. एक्स वाई हुआ तो ऑफस्प्रिंग मेल होगा, बॉय होगा. अगर एक्स एक्स हुआ तो ऑफस्प्रिंग फीमेल होगी, गर्ल होगी, राइट? बाकी के जो 23 pairs of chromosome होते हैं, they are known as autosome, and they are same throughout the body in male and female both. Right, so the chromosomes inside, the first thing we will get to know from this slide is the chromosome present in human body is 23 pairs of chromosome, and these pairs are different in different type of organisms, right? किसी में 22 होता है, किसी में 23 होता है, so on and so forth. Humans में 23 pairs of chromosomes होते हैं. Out of these 23 pairs, 22 pairs are autosomes, and only one pair of chromosomes are sex chromosome, which actively takes part in the process of sex determination. So both male and female carry two sets of sex chromosome. I already have talked about it in last slide. Male has one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. Sex chromosome in which both are active. Female have both X chromosomes in which one is active. The XY sex chromosome, one is active का मतलब है जब gametes बनेंगे तो X के ही बनेंगे. फीमेल में दोनों के बनेंगे, एक्स के भी और वाई के भी. स्पर्म वाई भी हो सकता है, एक्स भी हो सकता है, बिकॉज आपको पता है जाता तो क्रोमोसोम का एक ही एंड है ना, दोनों के दोनों तो नहीं जाते, है ना? लॉ ऑफ सेग्रीगेशन. The XY sex determination system is found in human, mammals, in some insect, and in few plant species. All children will inherit an X chromosome from their mother, क्योंकि उसके पास तो सिर्फ X है. Despite whether they are a boy or girl. Thus, the sex of the children will be determined by the type of chromosome inherited from the father. Father से X आया तो XX बन जाएगा female. Father से Y आया तो XY बन जाएगा male. So the sex determination is depending on the chromosome coming from father's end. Mother end will only give the X chromosome. A child who inherit Y chromosome will be boy. Who inherit X chromosome from the father will be girl. Let's discuss with the help of diagram here. You can see the XY chromosome, sex chromosome from male can form X gamete, can form Y gamete. Probability. While the female only form X. So when you cross X with X, it form girl. When you cross Y with X, it form a male. So that depending on the gamete coming from male's end. Female end will only give the X chromosome. So after this, we already have talked about what do you mean by trait. Trait are the characters coming from transmitting from the parents. Trait are the characteristics of a person. So on the basis of this, there are two types of a trait. There are acquired trait and inherited trait. Acquired, जो चीज आपने acquire की है, throughout the life आपने ली है, सीखी है. Inherited, जो आपको विरासत में मिली आपके parents से. So let's talk about the difference between them. Acquired trait cannot be passed to progeny. मान लो आपने आज रनिंग सीखी, आपने पेंटिंग सीखी, अब जरूरी नहीं है कि आपके जो बेबीज होंगे that will also going to be paint, right? So that is not inherited. Acquired characters are not inherited. They stay with you and go with you throughout the life, right? They can be passed to the progeny. Inherited can be passed from the progeny. For example, you have dimple in your cheek. That is inherited from the parent. Your father have a dimple. So it is a probability your baby will also have that dimple in the cheek, right? So that is an inherited trait. फिर आता है does not bring about change in DNA of a germ cells. It will not alter the DNA. आपको पेंटिंग आ गई तो आपके DNA का सीक्वेंस नहीं चेंज हो जाएगा कि इसकी DNA, इसको पेंटिंग आती है तो DNA अब ये हो गया और वो DNA अब आगे जाके बच्चे को भी पेंटिंग सिखाएगा. No, the acquired characters will not change the DNA sequence inside your cell, right? Inherited trait bring about the change in DNA and germ cell. Yes, they will alter your DNA sequence. Acquired characters or acquired traits are acquired after birth, while the traits which are inherited possess before the birth. For example, acquired knowledge, for example, loss of weight, piercing, आप कानों में piercing कराते हो, nose में piercing कराते हो, that is acquired character. Inherited means skin color, color of an eye, so and so forth, right? So then we have variation. Variation का हमने first slide में भी थोड़ा discuss किया था. Variation क्या होता है? Difference in the characters. अब आप अपने parents की तरह दिखते हो, but बिल्कुल अपने parents की तरह नहीं दिखते हो. There are some variations in you, right? So variations are the difference present between the individuals of a same species, of a different species or different species. It can be caused either by the genetic factor. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपके जीन्स में कोई अल्टर हुआ है इसकी वजह से हो सकता है, और एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर, एनवायरमेंट में कोई फैक्टर चल रहा है उसकी वजह से हो सकता है. यू कैन सी ऑल आर जिराफ्स बट वेरिएशंस आर देयर, राइट? So genetic variation क्या होता है? Genetic variation is a variation, the difference in the DNA sequence among every organism leading to the diverse gene pool and called the genetic variation. That means आपकी genes में कोई, आपका जो डीएनए का सीक्वेंस है उसमें कोई वेरिएशंस आ गया है, दैट मींस दैट इज जेनेटिक वेरिएशन एंड दैट कैन बी shifted to the other generation also. These differences lead to the different and varied physical characters and the biochemical pathway. Then we have natural selection. Natural selection एक तरह से environmental variation भी कहा जाता है. It is not genetic. It will become genetic after some time, but still it is environmental factors. There are environmental factors who pressurize you to get changed, right? To get varied from the other environment. For example, it is a phenomenon by which a favorable trait in the population of a species is selected. Changing natural condition exert equal pressure on the existing species. For example, there are three types of organism. All of them are birds of same species. मान लीजिए, ठीक है, मान लीजिए वो स्पैरो है, right? Now, some of them, for example, there are 3 species A, B, C. A और B माइग्रेशन की वजह से सेपरेट हो गए और C चला गया किसी दूसरी जगह पे. पहले वो एक जैसे दिखते थे, ठीक है. अब एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर अलग है. उधर थोड़ी सी ठंड है, इधर टेम्परेचर उतना ही है, ठीक है. वहां पे जो वो चीजें खाते थे, उनका जो फूड सोर्स है वो कम है, यहाँ पे ज्यादा है, ठीक है. They will remain as it is, but this start evolving day by day, right? वो अपना हैबिट चेंज करेगा, खाने की चीज चेंज करेगा, उसका बीक का शेप चेंज हो सकता है. ठंड है तो फीदर ज्यादा हो सकता है, राइट? वो उड़ना ज्यादा पसंद करता हो, धूप में रहना ज्यादा पसंद करता हो, so and so forth, right? So these are the environmental factors. To survive, they have to show variation according to the conditions of environment, right? So after some time, A, B are same in appearance, but C are no more same like A and B. So they start evolving, right? This is how natural selection works, or environmental pressurization, environmental variations work. Now, the species or organism which are better adapted to the changing conditions survives and reproduce. Selected by the nature, जो आपके environment के साथ change कर गया वो select हो गया, लेकिन जो environment के साथ change नहीं कर पाया, they will die, they will not survive, right? So let's take an example of peppered moth, very famous example of natural selection. A peppered moth, for example, जब इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन नहीं हुआ करती थी, जब इंडस्ट्रीज नहीं हुआ करती थी, पोल्यूशन नहीं हुआ करता था, तो पेड़ों में लाइकन्स हुआ करते थे. लाइकन्स, यू नो, इट इज अ सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप ऑफ फंगस एंड अल्गे. लाइकन्स, ठीक है. उस लाइकन से पेड़ों की अपीयरेंस व्हाइट होती थी, बार्क व्हाइट होती थी. तो उसके ऊपर जो व्हाइट कलर की पेपर्ड मॉथ है, वो अपने आप को हाइड कर सकती थी. आपको दिख रहा है यहाँ पे एक मॉथ है, ये अपने आप को हाइड कर सकती थी, कैमोफ्लेज कर सकती थी, so that predators will not eat them easily, will not detect them easily, will not eat them easily, so they can survive, right? But after the era of industrialization, when pollution start increasing in the environment, lichens population decreases. Now trees will not have lichens and their bark appears dark in color. Now these white color peppered moths start become visible to the predators and they get eaten by predators. अब वो predators के लिए बिल्कुल साफ नजर आती है ब्लैक कलर की बार्क में, और सारी की सारी predators खा जाएंगे. लेकिन ब्लैक कलर की मोथ, कुछ ब्लैक कलर की मोथ है जो पहले दिख जाया करती थी और उनकी पॉपुलेशन सिर्फ 2% अराउंड थी. लेकिन after the process of industrialization, these species start increasing their number because they start reproducing, because they can survive and camouflage them in a dark bark, while the white peppered moth is not able to camouflage them anymore and they get eaten by predators. So after this industrialization, the population of black peppered moth increases and population of white colored peppered moth decreases. Why? Because of the environmental factor. What are the environmental factor? Pollution. Pollution makes the white color bark the dark in color, and the dark color moth is now camouflageable, while the white color moth can't able to camouflage them anymore, and that get decreases in the population wise. So this is a very popular example of natural selection. So let me give you the summary of this video. We have talked about sex determination, how you determine the sex of individual. We know that inside the human body there are 23 pairs of chromosomes, out of which 22 pairs are autosomes, which are same in male and female, but the last 23rd pair of chromosomes are known as sex chromosomes, which are different in male and female. XY in the case of male, XX in the case of female. When reproduction take place, sperm come from the male and egg come from the female and they fuse. Sperm can take, probability can be sperm will have X chromosome and XX make a girl baby, while the baby girl, while the Y sperm fuse with the X egg to form a baby boy. This is a sex determination on the basis of chromosome. After that, we have done variation. Variation are the changing in the traits according to the environmental factors, right? So there are genetic variations in the gene. There are environmental variation due to the environments, and there is a natural selection. Nature will select who have to survive. The nature will alter itself. The organism which are able to adapt that nature will survive, which are not able to adapt that nature, that will not survive. So peppered moth is an example of natural selection. The scientific name of peppered moth is Biston bacteria. Peppered moth. Let's read out here also. Wing color change in the peppered moth after common example of what scientific refers to as a natural selection. Peppered moth. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, the Biston bacteria peppered moth in a New England was a light grey color and blended with the lichen. Blended मतलब कैमोफ्लेज हो जाती है, लाइकन की तरह ही दिखने लग जाती है, तो प्रेडेटर्स को पता नहीं लगता यहाँ कुछ है, वो खा भी नहीं पाते. That covered the tree. After start of industrial area of the air was much more polluted, which causes the lichen to die off in trees. Dark peppered moth were a result. I already have told you why. Because when the bark become dark, white color peppered moth become visible and eaten by predators, while the dark color peppered moth start camouflaging themselves and will survive. This is a natural selection, very interesting factor of heredity and evolution. In next video, we will talk about the last topic of the chapter, that is evolution. हमने heredity पढ़ लिया, variation पढ़ लिया. अब यही variation अगर होता जाएगा तो पूरा का पूरा organism evolve हो जाएगा. Let's talk about evolution in next video. I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you.